that's how they get their views. You
and
know?
we talk about Bernie Sanders. I talk about him not nailing that point about talking about the war and the correlation. Guess what, fam? There's a lot of refugees going crazy in Europe because of the war in Yemen. And guess what Donald Trump did, fam?
He vetoed it. So this is why I don't fully
why.
criticize Bernie because he is anti-war, and he does. He's just not there when it comes to the knowledge and the global aspect of it, because he did introduce this legislation that Trump just vetoed to stop our aid to Saudi Arabia in Yemen, and hundreds of thousands of children have already died, and they continue to die, and they will continue to die. And there's also diseases, and it's just not a place where anybody can live habitably. But yet we are still arming Saudi Arabia. We are still giving them money. So what really irritates me isn't only that Trump vetoed the War Powers Resolution. It's his second veto since taking office, but not only that, it's the fact that it was a bipartisan type of support. It had such bipartisan support, and if he were a good president, he would go with what the majority of his people want. But no, he decided not to do that.
Why?
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 Because he wants that power. He's owned by the Saudis. He's pretty much.
Let's ask the congresswoman. What did she put up there? What did she put up there? What did Tulsi Gabbard say? Why Donald Trump, will side with the Saudis?
Year.
We have the text here. Because being Saudi Arabia's bitch is not America's first. And you know what? Donald Trump gets to be Saudi Arabia's bitch. And you know why? Because so was Barack Obama. So was Bill Clinton. So was George Bush Jr. So was George Bush Sr. So was Ronald Reagan. They are in bed and they do business with these people. Yep. And there's only one person out there with enough courage to call them out what it is. And Tulsi Gabbard.
And the bottom line here is that it's not just Saudi Arabia, and it's not just Trump. It's
Israel.
Is Israel. It's pretty much beholden to not just Israel, the entire state of Israel, but Netanyahu in particular. So while the Democrats are hyper focused on Russia and trying to tie Assange to Russia and trying to blame Assange for Hillary's loss and Trump's victory, while they're so focused on reviving the dead in the water Russiagate, we know, as you can see through these actions, that Saudi Arabia and Netanyahu pretty much own our entire country. I mean, we spend so much money arming them, giving them millions of dollars. We spend so much of our time. That is where the collusion is. That's where the problem is. That's who controls our country. Corporations, the military-industrial complex, and those two countries and those two corrupt leaders of these countries that are doing this and are taking away from all of the things that we could be giving to our people here in the United States. And they're also killing people, innocent people over there, creating refugees, which are then going to come in here. And it's an entire issue that needs to be discussed. We need to be able to connect the dots, which a lot of the times you hear all this information, it doesn't make sense, which is why we will continue to connect the dots for you, because it's all about that. That's what it's all about.
It says,
that's the truth.
Costello West, super chat contribution. Thank you so much. He said Bernie took over $300,000 from defense contractors before the 2016 election. I'd like to see that paper trail and information. It says Tulsi FTW. Fam, you're more hip than me. What does FTW stand for?
For the win.
For the win, I guess. We always say in this house, Tulsi FTF for the fam. For the fam.
The win.
Fam, I want to thank all the people on the MCSC network who joined on in, who went over to our CONVO Couch YouTube, subscribed, and will share. We're trying to build that up. We want to thank Nico House, who always tells us to find our balance for letting us come on the MCSC network. And don't forget about our Facebook. We had some people who transitioned on over to the CONVO Couch YouTube. We know you love the fams, Fiorella over here, and like to follow it from there. But even the fams want you to go over there. We have a Patreon. You can help us out with a few bucks. We got some T-shirts if we can find them, and we will get them out to you ASAP.